The world has watched Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp grow up right before our eyes on the global phenomenon that is Stranger Things, but nothing could have prepared fans for just how deep their connection truly runs. As the cast steps into the final emotional chapter of the show, Millie finally opens up about how close she and Noah really are, and what it feels like to say goodbye to something that shaped their entire lives. Their bond, their memories, their laughter, and the tears they shed together have become the heart of a story far bigger than the Upside Down. And as they share these final moments, the world sees just how unbreakable their connection has become. From the very beginning, Millie Bobby Brown admits that the number one thing she will miss is simply being with each other. For years, filming in Atlanta, traveling around the world, doing press tours, sharing trailers, and rehearsing late into the night, the cast became much more than co-stars. They became a family. But the bond between Millie and Noah stands out. "We're like siblings," Millie explains, her voice carrying the weight of nearly a decade with her second family. She says she spent more time with the cast, especially Noah, than she sometimes did with her real siblings. Their lives became intertwined in a way that only childhood stars on an enormous production could understand. For Noah Schnapp, who is a twin in real life, something about meeting Millie filled a silent space he didn't even know he had. He says he always craved a close female companion, someone who could match his humor, his energy, his emotions. And he found that immediately in Millie. From the moment they met, the two clicked so naturally that Noah jokes he became the triplet, insisting he's related to her somehow, even though it still hasn't stuck officially. Their friendship wasn't built on fame or success, it was built on trust, loyalty, and shared chaos behind the scenes of one of the biggest shows in the world. And their chemistry is as real off-screen as it is on. They tease each other constantly, especially about communication. Noah says she better respond to him every time he texts, while Millie jokes that she's a terrible texter but a great caller because, in her words, she's a mother. Their banter paints a picture not of celebrities, but of two lifelong friends who have grown up together in an environment where every emotion, every fear, every triumph, and every heartbreak was shared. As Stranger Things prepares to launch its final season in 3 unforgettable parts, fans are already bracing for impact. Season 5, Volume 1 is now streaming worldwide on Netflix, with the next 3 episodes arriving on Christmas Day, and the massive 2-hour finale dropping on New Year's Eve. And according to the cast, viewers are not ready, because this time their battle against the monstrous Vecna, played chillingly by Jamie Campbell Bower, is more intense, more personal, and more emotionally devastating than ever before. The cast describes Vecna as being out for blood. There's no hiding, no retreat, no breathing room. The stakes are higher, the terror is deeper, and the emotional weight on each character is heavier than anything the show has delivered before. Jamie Campbell Bower, who has spent years embodying the dark, twisted villain, admits that while playing the role was thrilling, it pushed him to a point where he needed a break from playing villains altogether. The makeup, the hours, the darkness, of course, it became a lot. But what he brought to the final season is nothing short of unforgettable. For the cast, the reality of it all ending didn't truly sink in until the table read. In a rare decision, none of them were allowed to read the final scripts beforehand. They walked into the room together, opened the pages together, and let the story wash over them in real time, as a family. Millie describes that final table read as overwhelmingly emotional. She was so shaken that she had to sit in her car for half an hour before she could even drive home. Imagine nearly a decade of memories, friendships, and life-changing moments suddenly landing on your heart all at once. What makes the emotional weight even heavier is that the night before the table read, the cast went to Michael's, the crafting store, to buy charms and materials to make friendship bracelets, nearly 25 of them, each personalized to match someone's personality. They walked into the table read with a bag full of handmade bracelets, ready to give them to the cast and crew who helped shape this journey. It was their final gift, a symbol of unity, love, and the bond that will forever tie them together. And then, moments later, they sat down and read the ending of a story they never wanted to finish. When asked whether this truly is the end of Stranger Things, the cast is honest. Yes, this is the plan. The universe of the show is rich, iconic, and beloved. But the magic of this story lies in the fact that it was always meant to have an ending. Finn Wolfhard, Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, Sadie Sink, David Harbour, Winona Ryder, Natalia Dyer, Charlie Heaton, and the entire ensemble stand united in this sentiment. It's time to close the chapter, even if the love for the show will never fade. Still, the idea of a movie or spin-off someday isn't impossible. The cast laughs, saying that maybe in their 40s or 50s, someone will come knocking with a reunion idea. But whether they'd say yes depends on the timing, the story, and where life has taken them. For now, the only plan is to let the legacy of the show breathe, settle, and live on in the hearts of fans who have followed them since they were kids. As the conversation shifts toward the meaning of the Upside Down, Jamie Campbell Bower offers a thoughtful and surprisingly deep perspective. To him, the Upside Down represents the darkness beneath the surface of everyday life. In the 1980s and even today, we often present a glossy, picture-perfect version of ourselves to the world, pretending everything is okay. But beneath that surface lies the fear, the insecurity, the trauma, the struggle. The monsters of Stranger Things, including Vecna, aren't just supernatural villains, they represent the darkness inside all of us. And that, Jamie says, is what makes the story so relatable and timeless. But despite the fear, the heartbreak, and the danger, at its core, Stranger Things is about hope. The hope that when people come together, when they support each other, when they stand united against overwhelming odds, they can overcome any evil. That message has resonated with millions of viewers around the world, making the show not just a piece of entertainment, but a cultural force. What makes all of this even more emotional is the reality that the cast themselves embody that same unity. They leaned on one another through childhood, teenage years, fame, public pressure, personal struggles, and the transition from kids to adults. They have become family in every sense of the word. And now, as they say goodbye to the story that brought them together, it feels like the end of an era. Not just for fans, but for their own lives as well. As Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp reflect on their bond, the truth is clear. Their connection is deeper than the show, deeper than fame, and deeper than the characters they played. Their friendship was formed during the most formative years of their lives. It survived the chaos of Hollywood, the intensity of production, the massive global spotlight, and the emotional roller coaster of growing up in front of the world. This is a bond that will last forever. Even if they don't talk every day, even if life becomes busy, even if new projects take them in different directions, what they built on the set of Stranger Things is something few people on Earth can ever understand. And that's what makes it so powerful. As the countdown to the final episodes begins, fans are preparing themselves not just for the end of a show, but for the end of a generation-defining phenomenon, the end of the story that shaped the last decade of pop culture, the end of childhood friendships turned lifelong bonds, the end of the Hawkins, Indiana that millions of viewers called their second home. But endings aren't always tragic. Sometimes they are beautiful. They mark growth, transformation, and the beginning of something new. And for Millie, Noah, and the cast of Stranger Things, the legacy they leave behind will continue to inspire for years to come. And so, as the story closes, one thing remains undeniable. The bond between Millie Bobby Brown and Noah Schnapp isn't just real, it's forever. They walked into this adventure as kids and walk out of it as siblings, bound for life by a journey that changed everything.